Alright, good afternoon everyone, this is me, Shane Lee. Now the point of this video is to teach you how to impersonate a new artist. Now when you impersonate, it's called canon type scene, where you imitate the person singing the song, right? Next to you, right? Normally it's in a choir setting that you do that. But what it is where you sound similar to the artist. It's called blending your voice with another person's voice, right? Traditionally, you have to do that in a choir, right? Now, there are different sections of the choir. There's bass, baritone, alto, and soprano, right? In mainstream choruses. Now, some men will try to sing tenor outside of a choir, right? Or countertenor even, right? And some women can sing a higher version of soprano as well, like in the opera. Right? But again, these are different types of scenes. Right. Now, what I'm going to teach you though is how to match a new voice you just heard for the first time with 10-second clips of the person singing. Things like that. Now, it's not to put the girl down, don't get me wrong, right? The only way it could be putting her down is if they're telling her she's the only one that can sing that way, period, right? That's a lie, that's a lie. Because of impersonation to begin with, right? Now, the thing is, I don't want them to set the girl up for a fall either, right? And puff her head up that she's, super awesome either. We're all good at singing. Either you can sing or you can't, right? That's part of the point too. So anyway.
A coach can help give me a platform to do what I love, but also be successful at it. I'm excited for this opportunity, and I really want to make my parents proud. She can do it. I need someone to believe that I can do this. Someone turning around and saying, this is what you're supposed to be doing. I can't even imagine. Like, I want no mess. Why do y'all want no mess?
I was just listening to the window about Fleetwood Mac singer Lindsay Wagner. Now this is what she sounds like. Listen to the wind blow. I'm still. Oh, let me rewind it a little bit. Run. Listen to the wind blow. 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 Now, when you're an impersonator, the way you get a voice down is you listen to it over and over again. Right. Now, if I want to do another Fleetwood Mac song like Rhiannon, Rhiannon, taken by the sky. That's of course Christine McVie, and then Stevie Nicks also has a line in the song. It's been a while since I sung it. Trying to remember the melody a little bit. All your life you've never seen, woman, take another me. All the days you promised you ever win. Will you ever win? Rihanna. That's closer to Christine, but I'm working on it. Watch the sunrise. Listen to the wind blow. Listen to the wind blow, walking on down. You know verse there. Listen to the wind blow. Watch the sunrise. Alright, she has a nice low quality but still a feminine sound. That's what I'm trying to pick up on. Because she's in between Cher and actually Stevie. She's almost like this, but not quite. That's fine. You believe in life after love. I can feel something inside you say. Really don't think it's strong enough. Running in the shadows. Running with the shadows. They're flooded alive. Sorry. You won't say that. Look, went on my own rocker there. Run in the shadow. Damn the dark, damn the light. In the shadow, damn the dark, damn your light.
Generation airbrush, you will see how easy it is to get air. Second.
If you don't love me now. Sorry, I'm not doing anything. Shadows. Damn the. Damn your lies. Sorry, I'm not matching her, but I got to get her melody in my head first. Right. I already got, Lindsay, so I got to readjust it to her sound. They're producing on The Voice, do their studio and their soundboard and everything. Now that's their microphone with their audience, with their studio equipment. Not mine, not mine. Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun. Right? Listen to the wind blow. Watch the sunrise.
We do. I can't even imagine. Like all in a mess.
Alright. Yeah. Sorry. The dream police have me out of my head. Sorry, I'm trying to find the thing. Oh, that's it. Alright. Oh, there it is. Alright. Alright. That's Fleetwood Mac, from their greatest hits. Great guitar solo there. Alright. Oh, there you go. Alright, this is Rhiannon. Who will be a lover? I'm gone. You've never seen. Oh, take another week. Alright, this was NBC's production of the opening to the song. What's Let me work on that a little bit. Listen to the wind blow. 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 Now what I'm doing there is I'm searching for the same range as her, because she's a new singer, and I'm trying to get it within her range. Right. And you know, I like her voice. It's pretty good. It's a low quality but still feminine, and that's what's good about it, because it's unique, right? But of course, if you're an impersonator, you learn to impersonate everyone. So it's nothing personal. It's just what I do. It's just what you do. And they say imitation is a sincere form of flattery. Some say it's not. If you want to make money, I guess it's not. But if it's about music, you know people can do that, right? Right. So whatever. It's called unison, one sound. That's why anyone can do dun 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 dun, like Vanilla did with Under Pressure. Now we all know he sort of sampled that a little bit, but they do it in rap and hip hop anyway. You know, whatever. Make it an issue. Cause you're a greedy bastard, I guess. Whatever. You know, sure. But whatever. So let's get back to the lesson. Let me figure out that one. Try that. Listen to the wind blow. Listen to the wind blow. Listen to the wind blow. Alright. Now, what I'm doing there is I'm using just one line right now, or one word, to learn her voice, right? Now, when you're an impersonator, you gotta do that, alright? You listen to the, your job as an impersonator is to sound like the person you're impersonating, whether it's singing or speaking voice, right? That's what I teach. So, again, what I'm trying to do by listening to one or two words is get her general, sound, comparing it both to Lindsay's and other singers, but also all those are in my head too, you know what I mean? Right. So I'm trying to find her range in between all that too. Take me down to the paradise city where the grass is green and it goes up. So I wanted to do Axl Rose or something. Oh, won't you please take me home? Yeah. So again, then I go into an Axl voice, or best I hear you calling, but I can't come home right now. Me and the boys are playing, and I just can't get the sound. Just a few more hours, and I'll be right home with you. Oh, Beth, I hear you calling. Oh, Beth, what can I do? They laugh. I was made for loving you, baby. You are made for loving me. Now there I changed it a little bit at the end to give it a little bit of kick. Right? That's all. That's just going freestyle a little bit. Right? Now when you're impersonating, you also know they sing freestyle in the stadium, whereas in the studio they sing with, everything perfect, right? Well, again, there's a reason they do that. I don't know all the reasons, but I also need to teach you how to do that. Now, if you were to sing Lindsay and freestyle it, it's got to be something like this. Trying to remember some of the lyrics. I don't know the. I'm going to try to do another song. Go Your Own Way. I don't know. Trying to remember the opening line. Alright. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Now, there what I did is I blended into a totally different voice, but I still, matched the notes of Lindsay, right? Alright, that's what I did there. Go your own way. You can call it another day. You can go your own way. Go your own way. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. No, it ain't, baby. Well, there I just tried to add a new line, right? Right. Whatever. I got to get this from you. There I added a new lyric, right? If I could, baby, I'd give you my word. There I went back to the original melody. But there, I forgot the words. So I just sort of winged it. And if I can take it from me, you can go your own way. Go your own way. Alright, and there I'm just trying to teach you a little bit of freestyle and how to, go in and out someone else's voice, and how to also work on your own voice and things like that. Now, again, let's say you want to sound like, let's say, one of my favorite artists is Steve Perry, right? So if you wanted to sing Steve Perry as Lindsey Buckingham, might be how you might work on that. So, so we're going with "Go Your Own Way," right? Go your own way, when the lights go down in the city. That's Lights by Journey. So again, I'm going for a Steve Perry with Lindsey, right? A Lindsey song, right? So if I want to do that, I do it like this. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another day. So that's how you sort of do that. That sounds closer to Steve Perry than Lindsey Buckingham then, right? Anyway, so that's how you sort of do that, right? If you want to use another artist's voice. So anyway, get back to the song. What's the sunrise? What's the sunrise? Now, I'm doing that because I'm hearing the low quality in her voice, but also the femininity of her voice. Well, it's now. Now, even if I wanted to sing like Stevie or Christine would be, again. Listen to the window, watch the sunrise, playing with the shadow, playing your thoughts, playing your lies. That's probably rocker voice, but similar to like who was that? Alice Cooper or something. I don't know. Whoever. Sort of went off a little bit track there. But the point is, when you do in different voices, you gotta, it's different than just, regular singing, right? Because most people learn to sing with their voice, but an impersonator learns to sing with everyone's voice, you know what I mean? All right. So it's not just like, so I did one of Miley's songs a while back, too. And also did Hannah Montana, things like that. Sorry if I'm sounding like it. It's just a game. Kids people play in the middle of the night. Kids people play, you take it or you leave it. That's what they say. Alright, if I promise you the moon and the stars, would you believe me? Kids people play in the middle of the night. That's another song. That's about an 80s song. Yeah. Right. Run in the shadows. There you look, there you ride. Got a rocker voice there. I'm probably sure. It's a cross between Axl Rose and something like that. Right. But it's sort of a different sound. Or AC/DC. Maybe AC/DC. Bon Scott. So let's say you want to do Bon Scott or something. Yeah, wasn't Coca-Cola. That's from the first album, one of the first two albums. That's Can I Sit Next to You, Girl? Can I sit next to you, girl? Anyway, I was too young to do it then. When he passed away from alcohol poisoning. But anyway, can I sit next to you, girl? So you wanted to do it like Bon Scott. So, run with the shadows, Watch the sunrise. See what I mean? See what I mean? Playing with the shadows. Damn your luck, damn your life. A little bit different, but I'm working on it because, you know, it's harder to do someone else's voices singing someone else's song too, right? It's not just natural. Either way. Because you're used to, like I said, hearing the original on the radio, right? So that's what you normally impersonate when you're impersonating, right? So, anyway. I was made for loving you, baby. You are made for loving me. Changing it up with just a little freestyle. So anyway, now if you've seen when Jeff Bridges was in that country movie, he tried to make sure that the sound guy didn't mess up the sound with the soundboard, right? Because see, they can do that with music. I remember one time I went to there was this little place that was selling tracks, and what you could do is you could pay to do your own track, and you could sing the song of the artist. And they did it for me, but when I heard it back, I knew it wasn't how I sounded, right? Things like that. And it's like when I sent my song off to the record label in Nashville or somewhere, they sort of did the same thing. They sort of changed my song around a little bit and sort of made it their own, but it was based off of my words. But it was the song I sung for you recently, the Who's to Blame? Who's to blame when you fall in love? Said you or me or something from above. Who's to blame when things don't turn out right? You have to say goodbye. Who's to blame? So that's my song. It started dancing to the music. Now see, the only thing is, I don't have distribution, right? I just have voices. I learned to impersonate one of them, right? So, let's say I want to sing John Denver. Rocky Mountain High, Colorado. So I go into John Denver, or Country Road. Take me home, country road, to the place I belong, West Virginia. My mama, take me home, down country road. So, again, just brief clips of different songs, right? Less than 10 seconds, right? Now, I can sort of do that to show you what impersonation of different artists, too, right? Not a real impersonator, right? Now, if I'm only just doing the girl's voice, it would be, in some people's mind, to pick on her. I'm not picking on her, right? I'm listening to her sound, I'm liking her sound, and I'm just trying to imitate her, right? Well, that's what I do in my lessons to teach you how to do it yourself, right? So anyway, let's go back to the lesson. Now, of course, I'm a guy and she's singing the guy's song, but why I did that was to show you a different quality than the male can get with a male song than a female. So, damn you look, damn you lie. Let's go ahead and do it again, similar to Axl Rose. Or, let's say you want to use like Paul McCartney's voice for it. So you gotta first, think, what does Paul McCartney sound like in your head, right? And make sure you hear it, not only for your ears, but for the people around you. Sorry, I'm trying to... Alright, so Michelle, my bed. So, okay, if you want to bring Paul McCartney into it, Paul has a softer sound, so Michelle, my bed. Okay. Sorry. Can I? You think I can't do it, huh? Trying to mess with me, huh? Negative voices in my head, huh? Right. Now, a lot of people deal with negativity and positively when they're trying to do something. So again, the negativity is from others, by the way, right? It's not your own negativity. It's others who don't want you to do what you're doing, trying to rain on your parade, right? If you don't know that by now, living on this world, you're lost, But don't worry, Jesus is looking for us all. And that diamond in the rough, or that one sheep that's gone astray, or that one coin out of the 100 that's missing. Know what I mean? But anyway, if I wanted to do it like Paul McCartney, alright, so listen to the window, listen to the window. Now what I'm doing is adjusting my voice from Lindsay's to Paul's, right? And trying to segue into it, right? So, listen to the window. That's a little bit different there. That's not quite Paul's, but closer. Listen to the window. Listen to the window. Watch the sunrise. Oh, that's a little different voice than anyone's. Anyway. Alright. Listen to the window. Watch the sunrise. Stand in the shadows. Damn you look, damn you lie. Oh yeah. Alright. It's sort of working on it. Okay. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. Now that's still, a cross between hers and Lindsay's, maybe. I don't know. But again, it's, when you're working on the impersonation itself, you got to match her tone without hearing Lindsay anymore, right? But you also got to remember what Lindsay sounded like when he sung it too, as the impersonator that you are. So what you're searching for is both how to capture her voice, but also remember Lindsay's voice for future impersonations, but also sing it like her too, right? You see what I mean? So you got to deal with all that when you're impersonating people, right? It goes through different stages, right? Now, if I want to sound like Cher singing the song, so let's do that. So, running with the shadows, damn the line. That was a little more masculine, but we're gonna. Running with the shadows, damn you line. That was a little better. I might be mixing the words up a little bit. That's what I'm dealing with. So, when you're doing it in person, alright. Now, I've never heard her sing before. No one has till last night, right? So I'm working on a real new impersonation, right? So again, that's why I'm trying to teach you how to impersonate, say, Megan Trainor, right? She's a new singer too, right? So if you want to do your lips are moving or something, so you lie and say you lie. Your lips are moving. Your lips are moving. Your lips are moving, so you lie. Working on it. We don't have since I heard that song too. Alright. So, your lips are moving. Your lips are moving. Your lips are moving, so you lie. And then you go a little bit more. Now, this is going to be a Cher impersonation of the song. Listen to the wind blow, watch the sunrise. So that's more closer to Cher. Play with the shadows, damn your love, damn your life. So again, that's another way you can go about it, right? So again, since it's a female's voice, I might want to use female singers like Heart, for example. So if I wanted to use Heart, so we go to the same opening, which is listen to the wind blow. That's the opening lyrics there, right? Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise. Sort of like in. Maybe also bring Ann and Nancy there. Now, the thing is, when you're doing this, you also have to reimagine the artist's voice to a point too, because it's different notes, it's a different melody from a different artist, and also sung a different way. I know. So when you're doing Heart, doing a different artist, say you want to do Led Zeppelin, which Heart did Led Zeppelin recently, and sing Stairway to Heaven, right? So again, if you're going to do something like that, there's a lady who knows all the glitter is gold. Closer to Cher though. I'm just working on it. But she's buying a stairway to heaven. Oh. There's a sign on the wall, and she wants to be sure, 'cause you know sometimes words have to mean. Or whatever, freestyle a little bit. So, anyway, there's a lady who knows all that glitter is gold, and she's buying the stairway to heaven. When she gets there, she knows if the stars all are closed, with a word she can get what she came for. Ooh, and it makes me wonder. Just went to a different line there. That's all. Don't want to breach the 10-second rule. But anyway. So I skipped to another line. Further down in the song. So, again. Now I'm working on Heart, right? So. What about love? Don't you want someone to care about you? What about love? Don't let it slip away. What about love, of course? Or, now I gotta adapt it to Stairway, right? Right. And see, the difference is female versus male, but a high-pitched male versus like an alto second soprano female, right? Now, when you're doing these types of voices, you gotta adapt to A, the singer's vocal range, and B, whether it's what group it belongs to. Now these groups are bass, baritone, contralto, alto, soprano, first and second, and sometimes there's first and second alto even, and that all depends too, right? And then you got the tenor with the males and the countertenors with the males, and different things like that, right? So we're working on the stairway again. There's a lady knows how the guitar is cold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. Opera singer mode. There's a lady who knows that the stove all her clothes. With what she can't get what she came for. I was born an original sinner. I was born with original sin. If I had dollar bills of things I've done, there'd be a mountain of money power at my cheek. That's anyway. You reference. Sorry, I played. That was similar to Julia Childs there. Not that she ever sung, but anything. Oh, that's Piggy! Oh. Anyway, well, I think you get the point. When I'm not quite ready yet to match her voice just quite yet, because it takes time and listening, and I got all these other voices in my head, so that's why I'm just teaching you in general, right? For that now. Now, the more I listen to the girl's song, right, the one song she sung on The Voice, the more I listen to it, whether I show you what I'm doing or not, and doing these other voices with, and as a work in progress, right? When I get to it, you'll know, right? And I'll know, right? And that's the point about working on it. That's sort of what you got to do in your head when you can do multiple voices, like me or Jimmy Fallon or Eddie Murphy or whoever, right? Or Dana Carvey, right? Though he does more talking voices, but that's the point too. Even if you're doing that, right?
But say you want to do Yogi Bear as an impersonator. So you just do Yogi Bear?
Yeah. And then you can do both too. Whatever. Bugs Bunny. Do it in Yosemite Sam. I see you now, boy. Foghorn Leghorn.
What you doing over there, boy?
I guess that's better than burning with a stew. The Wicked Witch. Hey.
Hi ho.
Was watching Snow White.
Hi ho. Hi ho. It's how there we go.
It's hard for me to whistle sometimes, but working on it. I will fuck out there. Like it as a trunk place. A little vibrato there.
Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to a place of natural store. So I fly away. I fly away on glory. I fly away. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away.
Does my hair look wet or is it sweat? No. You just be the judge, by the way. See, they think I can't wet my hair or something look like this, or that I sweat, or that I'm not taking a shower. You don't know me, you don't know me. If you do know me, you're too much in my business and I'm messing with you about it. So, mess with someone else. Thank you. Bye.